Okay, I'm going to show you how to use groups in the new Revolution Slider 6.0. Let me delete this. So what I've done here is I've got all these different layers and I have animations set up on them. Here's the preview. The problem is if I want to move them, they're all, if I wanted to move this button, I'd have to move everything individually. So if you go over to Add Layer and hit Group, it makes this container box here. So this one I'm going to rename for this button. So I'm going to resize it because I know what size I want these buttons. I resize it over here in the position and scale to 250 by 80, and then I'm going to center it. And this is what messed me up the first time, is that when I would create these groups, I wouldn't know where my layers were because they were all over the place. So if you center everything, and it gives everything right here in the middle. Now I'm going to go to the Service Now button, and I'm going to center it. Even though they're on the screen, it doesn't, I've got it laid out. It doesn't matter right now. Service Now border, I'm going to center that. And the image, and I'm going to center that. And I made these buttons because we wanted to use images here instead of just text, and so that's why I kind of had to construct these buttons like this in these 3 different layers. So now to get them into this group, all you have to do is drag it underneath the group and see the little blue line here. That tells you that it's in, shows you that it's in the group. So I'm going to drag all these buttons, and that also indents it right here, so you know they're all in the group. So if I turn this off, you can see they're all in the group. Now, because I centered everything, it's all centered inside of this this button group that I made. Now, when I drag it, I can drag it into position right here. And it keeps all of the animation stuff here that I've set up. So we can play it and still see that it's kept the location in the timeline. So now that that's there, let's make a new one. Now I could duplicate that and adjust it, but I found that just making a new one for this purpose right here is like quicker. So let's call this Clarity Group. I kind of don't like the name of that. I like Clarity first, just so I can see them all together. So I'm going to center all these again. Even though if originally they were centered, I've moved them around so they're not centered. The X and Y are not centered anymore. So okay, now that they're all centered, I'm going to drag them into the Clarity group. Right here, and they should be all aligned. Now what I can do is I can take the X and the Y coordinate. This one is -26. So I'm going to, this Y coordinate will be -26. That's how I can line those up vertically. So this one I'm going to, so now what I'll do is I'll make 2 more groups for these ones, and then I'll be able to line these up vertically and horizontally as well. Let's do a workfront group. I can't spell. Just toggle these down. Okay, no longer than that. Yeah. Let's center these. Let's resize this to my size and center it. Let's drag these to the workfront. Okay. So what is the X is 34 on that? So let's change that to 34. And that Y is going to be 69, it looks like. So let's just do the last one. because I'm doing it anyway. It's Microsoft. Okay, let's center all these ones. And if there's a better way of doing this, you can let me know. I just started using the Revolution slider, and so it's trying to figure, or the new version. So it's trying to figuring out what how everything works again. That was 69, and this one was -26. Oh, sorry, 301. Actually, let's make that one 300 as well. Let's see if that works. Okay, something's not going in. Oh, I know what's going on. So this Microsoft image, what happened to it? Right here, it didn't make it into the group. There we go. So now I got to clean. It's all cleaned up. I've got these 4 buttons here, and then that's a button by itself. That's already a button element, so that's its own thing.
What was that?
Now I've got these 4 custom buttons, and yeah, and so the way my map works, or sorry, the way my slider works, I'm going to save everything.
They're coming.
I'm using it as a sort of like a menu. It's almost like a mini web page inside of a web page. So it pops up here,
That sucks. Why do we always see next
and then it loads all these different options here. And then you can click on any one of these, and it takes it to a new slider. And then you've got the buttons working here. You can go back. And so all these are just different sliders with the different buttons.
Oh, just
All these little things, and these will take you to different pages on the site. And that's it.